Good morning. How is everyone today? Uh, so excited to be here. I'm Sarah. I am the founder of Simply, and this is the first of our Simply Work from Home coffee break series. So every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m., we will be here in my little cabin going live with different influencers, female entrepreneurs, stylists, bloggers, all the people that you would typically see on our conference panels. We will be here every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. I personally am such a social person, so this quarantine has been rather difficult for me, just staying in the house with family, and I'm really missing interaction and just chatting with friends and colleagues. So thank you for joining us, and I hope you come back every Tuesday, Thursday to sit with us. So today we have a very special guest, Catt Sadler, who is a dear friend of mine. She's hosted a million of our panels in the past 9 years. She's like family to me and just an all over amazing, incredible human being. She gives back to lots of charitable efforts and just awesome. So we're excited to kick off this series with the lovely Catt, who will be joining us in just a minute. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about, life and how everyone is dealing with, all of this insane quarantine and COVID-19 and just how people are pivoting their careers and how people are just dealing with this whole change of society and the world as a whole. It's sort of becoming the new normal for me. We came up to our lake house about a month ago and thought we were coming for a couple of days, and here we are. So we are now almost a month here. So it's very interesting to be up here for this long of a time and just trying to make it happen. So let me work on getting Catt here. Where is she? Together. All right, I think I requested you. Oh, there she is.
Hi!
Hi, how are you?
I saw your face on here and I got a little emotional. It's just weird. It's been so long since I've seen you.
I
Hi,
know.
everybody. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. I was just kind of saying, like, we're wrapping our heads around this whole new normal, and I'm like, here I am for a month. I've been up here. I miss my house. I miss life.
You have cabin fever, as in like legitimate cabin fever, because you're in a cabin.
Yeah, in a cabin, snowing, raining, but I got a nice little fire going. So
It looks
there's that.
very cozy.
Yeah.
It's so crazy because so many people have obviously been going live so much since we are hopefully most of us staying at home. But this is my first live. So thank you for
Really?
Yeah, I haven't done any. I've been watching them obviously because everybody seems to be going live so much, but I haven't done it yet. So I've been doing lots of Zooms, but not Instagram lives. So
Oh, good. Well, thanks for doing ours first.
Yeah.
And you're the first of our series.
Yay!
So,
It's a great concept. I'm glad you're doing it.
Thanks. Oh, what are you drinking?
Well, if you want the truth, it's not coffee because I already had 2 cups of coffee. If you did this coffee break at 8 a.m., I'd be having my first cup of coffee. So I have sparkling water in my coffee mug.
Okay, fine.
So yeah,
I drink tea until like it's time to drink wine, basically.
Which is what, noon?
Sometimes, no. I do my little chai tea with my coconut milk and vanilla, and it's my little lovely morning kickoff. So
I know you've always been a tea person. I admire that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, I have some questions for you.
Okay.
I'm going to interview you.
Away. I know you're doing such a good job, Sarah.
Thanks. I've got the expert here. Okay, well, I guess first, now that this is kind of our new normal, what are your days like now? I mean, I know you've kind of been working from home the last couple of years, so I'm sure not a ton, but like what's your new routine, or do you have a new routine? Or like take us through
Sort of,
a day.
kinda. That's a really good question. Well, first, I just want to say, because I didn't say, when we started this, God, I mean, what wild times, what unsettling times, what kind of scary times, but I'm trying to take it each day at a time. So I think that goes for work as well as just overall mental health, physical health. I think we're all feeling added pressure of this crisis to, I think I saw a meme that made a lot of sense to me. It's like, you're not just working from home, you're working from home during a crisis, during a
I've seen that.
worldwide pandemic. So everything is more difficult than it ever was. Working from home is hard anyway, because I'm sure a lot of your audience can relate, with 4 dogs and 2 kids and a boyfriend, and people coming and going. Like, to be efficient at home is already hard.
Yeah.
But I've been really taking it day by day. So I noticed yesterday was the first day, and just for people who are joining who are, a lot of people are still like, what do you even do, Kat? What do you do? You're on Instagram, you're not on TV. What do you mean what do you mean you have an office? What do you
Your life is so easy. Yeah.
Yeah, your audience is going to understand, because this is what their interests are. But I have my own production company, and I have my own digital business, and I'm still developing TV shows, and I have my podcast. So all of that creativity and all of that business really originates from home anyway right now, because my podcast is here at my house. The couple of TV shows that I have in the pipeline, they're not in production yet. So my work really is, for the most part, in this room right here. So, but yesterday was the first day I was like, I have a lot to do, and I really wanted to be efficient. And I had, 3 long lists of stuff, and physically it's hard. I know that sounds silly, but like, to sit in one chair and do screens all day is already in and of itself like somehow exhausting. So I think a good tip for people is to I found myself getting up every couple hours and just taking walking breaks and outdoor breaks. So obviously we can't go that far right now, but even just any bit of fresh air and any bit of movement really does help manage the days and manage the workflow right now.
Yeah. I know. I don't know about you, but my first week, it was just, everyone was just like, what is happening? And then I feel like my entire day is Zoom, 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 Zoom. And then I'm like, wait, I haven't even gotten up for 5 hours, because it's just constant. I feel like my weeks have just been booked. Do you feel kind of the same? It's like, now that this is the new normal, you just are like consistently booked, or you?
Yes and no. It's funny because I feel so fortunate. I had a little pad when all this happened, because we do our podcast in advance. It's called batching them. My naked pod, for those of you that don't know, I have a podcast.
Best podcast ever.
But we batch them. So I do a week, a month, where we do as many as 5 to 10 interviews. So when this happened, number one, I was so lucky and fortunate to think, wow, the show will go on, because we have shows till June. So honestly, if I'm super honest, that first week or two, I think I was like so many people, I was flattened. I was on the couch. I was watching the news. I was depressed, for lack of a better word, overwhelmed, scared, all those things.
Yeah.
So I wasn't particularly productive, and I kind of cut myself some slack, which I think was a good thing to do if you are able. Obviously, people have to pay their bills and people have to keep working, and I am one of those people that has to provide and all that stuff. But I was one of those people who couldn't pull herself away from the TV. So it's just in the last week, and even this week, I think, where I've started to figure out my rhythm, started to figure out my flow. And I am booking more Zooms now, like you, and more virtual meetings and all that. But at first I was kind of like, I don't even know how to navigate this world, like I think so many people are going through.
Right. There's no manual, and it's just like every day I wake up, I'm like, I can only watch the news once a day. That's it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't consume too much, so I try to keep myself busy and doing meetings and consume myself with work, and I'm working out every day, which is surprising.
That's awesome. What are you doing?
I am doing Obey. It's amazing. It's like an online, like you can either do it live or recorded, and
Mhm.
it's 27 minutes. There's zero excuses. And so I've been doing that, or I have Kyle, my husband, he's my trainer. So we'll do like lake runs. I know, he's crazy. So we'll
That's
do
awesome.
that, or just try to do something, every day, or at least 5 days a week. So,
Well, that is
like
so
that.
great because I think it's even harder when you're home to try to motivate, for sure. But I will say I've been doing the same, kind of off and on, not like hardcore, but an occasional yoga class, and even if it's just stretching, I highly recommend. I,
Yes.
I tell everyone this. There's this girl, I have no stake in the game, but her name's Yoga with Adrienne. She's on YouTube, and it is free for anybody, everybody. And it's not like advanced yoga, but it's just the stretching and breathing alone is so good with managing your anxiety, managing your stress, kind of getting you reset. So I've been doing that. I've been doing
That's
her
good.
yoga. I've been doing some more flow yogas. I've done a couple runs, even if it's just walking again with the dogs when we can, obviously to just get outside your walls to feel
Hmm.
somewhat normal. So, but I'm not as good as you. Like I used to do, hour long, 75-minute hot yogas 4 days a week. And now I'm doing like 30-minute stretches. So I can barely button my pants because I've been eating, what is it called? Like when you're numbing yourself because of the stress. So
Stress eating, yeah.
stress
Same.
eating,
Stress drinking, stress eating.
emotionally
Okay.
drinking, all of the
Yeah.
above.
It's
All
okay.
of the above.
It's all okay.
Yeah. It's funny. I have my first naked pod remote interview today. So it used to be in my
I
bedroom, and now,
saw.
yeah, the excited because the show's going to go on, and because I do want to have conversations and interviews that are topical, that do speak to the times, that do speak to what people are going through and how they're surviving all of this. So I have a doctor on today, and she's going to answer a lot of questions about anxiety and how we can all stay sane through this period. So I am looking forward to
Amazing.
that. Yeah.
Will that go live on Thursday like every other podcast goes live?
It
Or
will be
when?
it will be a Thursday, but this Thursday we have part 2 of Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Love.
So that's this Thursday, but
Okay.
I think the Corona anxiety themed show will probably be next Thursday.
Okay. So if you guys haven't subscribed to Catt's podcast, it is amazing. Where can you download it?
I keep messing with my hair. Does everyone do that? That's so annoying. Sorry, I let it air dry and I look like I have a broom on my head. Yes, please. Naked podcast. You have to actually search. It's a little weird because there are a lot of shows, believe it or not, with the title Naked. You have to search Naked with Catt Sadler, and it's any podcast platform. So Apple Music, Spotify, Stitcher, Midroll, wherever you get your podcasts, you can get Naked. And we have, believe it or not, we launched last June, and we are up to 40 some episodes. We're almost to 50 interviews. So you can go binge them all. Keep yourself
Love.
busy while you're on lockdown. Yeah. And they are meant to be inspirational. And there are a lot of the conversations coincidentally are about managing stress or going through our times and how you recover and facing down adversity. So there are little takeaways in a lot of the past episodes.
Absolutely. I get inspired every single episode I listen to. It's very good, especially being in quarantine, like to listen to something inspirational. So I would highly suggest binging
Thank
all
you.
of
If
them.
anything, it's a distraction for people to take their
Yeah.
minds off of everything,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Speaking of, how are you using social media right now to create content? Because it's kind of like a difficult time. Some influencers are like, I'm scared to post ads, or I don't want to be insensitive, or like, what's kind of your take on this whole the social media during this time?
Sure. Well, first and foremost, I do think, and this comes with just the word influencer and my belief system is, obviously if you're going to influence in a positive way. And that's the power of our audiences and our reach and the people's eyeballs, is that what we say and do really does matter. And whether we like it or not to be a term role model, but we can lead by example. Hi. Dog. Oh, boyfriend. Say hi, Nick. Okay.
Hey, Nick.
You're not even friendly. So I think you know, when this first happened, I really felt confused like everybody else. And what do I say? And what don't I say? And I don't want to spread fear.
Right.
So I think just being as authentic as you can be is hugely important. That's pretty typical anyway. That's at the top of my, you know, list of values. Bye. He's not leaving the house. He's just leaving.
I'm like, where's he going without a mask and gloves?
He's not going anywhere. He's managing the dogs because our gardener still comes. It gets really noisy, and I'm trying to not mess that up. See, this is the juggle. But anyway, back to the power of our voices is like I've been trying to really use the messaging that's so important to our world right now, which is stay at home. And you know, that key message alone is saving lives. So
Yeah.
I try to use that. I think like so many people are using a lot. It's been, I guess, fun and meaningful in the sense of I did create that hashtag Formal Fridays, which I know you've taken part in, as has little Ava. But
Yeah.
I was feeling in regards to social media, like so many people, and in just general, how do I help? What do I do? You know, we're not on the front lines, a lot of us. If you are not, you're not helping people. You're not physically out in the world doing anything to combat this virus. So I was like, what can I do? I want to raise some money. How can I do it? And, you know, I think I was on week 2 of not showering and living in my sweats. I was like, let's just dress up every Friday, lift our spirits, lift our moods, dig in our closets for whatever is there to just feel fabulous, feel, you know, that whole look good, feel good. And it caught on, and people have done it now 3 Fridays in a row. And each Friday we raise money for a different charity. And I literally tear up looking at the images of people all over the world who are just, you know, putting on some lipstick, throwing on some high heels. The guys are even doing it. And I'm just like, oh, it just melts my heart, because it's just like, I feel so connected to everyone through all this pain and all this uncertainty. We can still connect, and because we're human, and it's really, and to do it through fashion is fun. But of course, even with that, you know, it's all about the tone and being, you know, sensitive about the times.
Yeah, no, I love that. That was such a good idea. And just even like today, I don't curl my hair. I don't do my makeup. You know, I actually got ready and I feel better.
Yeah,
it's true.
I know.
So
it really does make a difference. Like how you feel. You don't feel as heavy. Like I feel like if I stay in my pajamas or stay in my sweats and I don't wash my face or whatever, it's like there's just like you feel like cement moving through your day. So it is nice when you can. Having said that, also don't be too hard on yourself, right? Like if people can't pull it together, oh well, you get another day tomorrow. You'll do better.
Totally. Yeah, I love that. On the flip, I know I've been binge watching all kinds of shows. I just started Ozark, which I'm obsessed with. And
what season?
We just started season 1. We're on like episode 7.
Oh my gosh.
It's so good. So
we
watched
just finished the finale.
You did?
Season 3 finale. Yeah.
Oh, anyway. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I try to like only watch 1 episode a night, but it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
So we just started that. Tiger King, I'm sure you
Joe exotic.
Is there anything else you've been binging, like TV shows, movies? Like what have you been watching recently?
Ozark season 3 had us locked for, actually that's what I did all this past weekend. Last weekend I had one of those weekends where, because the kids were with you, I don't know if everyone knows that situation, which I'm happy to talk about, but it was just Nick and I for the weekend. And I think, like, again, so many people, I'm swinging in this like pendulum of emotions where I have days where I feel very in control and like I'm going to get through this and we're managing well and I feel somewhat how productive. And then other days I can't pull myself out of bed. A couple days this weekend were like that and I just let it be. But Nick and I binged Ozark because of that, I think. And so that was even more depressing, to be honest, because it gets real dark, Sarah. Ozark.
It's pretty dark already.
Really dark, I know, and it doesn't let up. Let me just put it that way. So then I'm like watching murders and all this. Like I'm like, it was a tough weekend. Tiger King, just like you. I'm still catching up. I still like the Homeland show, and
Okay.
I've those episodes to watch. If Nick's not around, he doesn't really love that show. But I haven't been binging as much as you might think. I think I'm watching a shit ton of CNN, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
A
That's
lot.
usually our nighttime, of course, right before bed. Let's watch CNN.
You know what else, though? I think for me, why I am so hooked to CNN is because I am a journalist. And so I'm curious about the whole ways in which we're gathering information and how it's being reported in these press briefings. I'm just, having really been in that world before, I'm just amazed by how these, I mean, we talk a lot about a lot of the people who are keeping things in motion in our country, but the journalists are still going to work and they're still reporting. And I'm like, I'm like, are they sleeping? Are they eating? How are they doing it? It's hard. They've been wall to wall, around the clock with this coverage. So anyway, it's just, I've been kind of consumed with watching that also for that reason, I'm just, yeah.
Crazy.
No.
And then like in between, I know myself, I haven't talked to so much of my family in like a long time, especially face to face. We're like Zooming every week. I feel so connected to like friends and family even more than before all of this happened. Are you feeling kind of the same, or how are you staying connected to all your friends and family?
Completely. I think that's one of the silver linings in this whole thing is, yeah, I can't tell you last time I FaceTimed with my sister in Indiana. Like we call, we talk, but like to get my brother, my sister, my mom, and I all on a Zoom call. We have a standing Wednesday call now, a Zoom to see them. And it's even weird to reflect on those though, because it is nice and you feel kind of connected. And I think all families are feeling really tighter than ever right now. But it is weird to think back to our first Zoom call, was 3 weeks ago. And things weren't as grave, I guess. And they've taken more of a depressing turn lately because of the statistics out there. So it's nice. Even in the worrisome times that we're in, I'd still rather be worried with my family on the call, it's to feel comforted by being with them.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to talk about anything, but we did one with my cousins. We're like, Western theme, everyone wear cowboy hats, and we get on and it's fun. And then within 2 seconds, we're all talking about coronavirus, but it is fun. It's a good way to reconnect with people. And
well, you can also do you can also give them a theme, because my family calls are kind of like, who do you know who has it? It's a more serious. How are you doing with my brother has 2 little bitty kids at home, and how are he's like, how is he managing all that? But I've done the happy hour Zoom.
Yeah,
those are quite.
I have one tonight.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are very necessary if you can. They make a big difference.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And then with the boys and with family time, do you feel like you're getting more connection there? And I mean, teenage boys, but
I do, so much so I'm getting a kick out of it, and I really do love it, because again, it's different for everybody and parents who have kids at different ages, but teenagers are definitely they would go in their rooms and never come out if you let them, right? But that's not happening right now. We set up a 8:00 movie night. We're not doing it every night, but we're alternating who picks the movie. So Austin will pick a movie, and then I'll pick a movie, and then Nick will pick a movie. So that's fun, of all different varieties and old movies, new movies. It's been fun. It's a way to get everybody in one room to commune. Because we're cooking at home so much, we're eating around the table more, which I love. I mean, I know people can relate. The dishes are through the roof. I've never had so many dishes, and I've never.
I know.
Woo! But that's okay, because it's part of it, and I would rather have them and be together, and everybody, knock on wood, and my immediate family is really healthy. So I just feel so grateful for that. But speaking of more time together, Orion, who is 15, you guys, he went in the attic last night, God knows why, and it started bringing down all these buckets of old keepsakes and stuff, and he was digging through, and he got such a kick out of that. He was in our bedroom for like hours. He would not stop. He'd like pick something up. What is this? What kind of
the picture we
well,
got yesterday.
Old pictures he found that he was texting you guys, but he found like old cassette tapes from video cameras. He's like, what is this? It's like, well, that was a tape that used to go in video cameras before there were phones. I felt like I was 90 years old. He was
Isn't it crazy?
Box. It was very funny. So yeah, but that wouldn't be happening if this shelter in place thing wasn't a thing. That wouldn't happen. So I'm trying to hold on to all these little nuggets of the kids being closed and the Zooms, like you mentioned, and just try to focus on the gems, that those kind of takeaways that are making this time tolerable, but also kind of reminding us, there are special takeaways.
Yeah, for sure. I think, there's definitely a lot of takeaways, like you mentioned, that I will hopefully continue on after this whole nightmare is over. But yeah, it's like the kids, they actually get bored and they spend time with you. And it's like the old days, when we were kids, when you just get bored, and that was the most fun memories and the most fun times you have, is when you have to make something out of nothing.
Yeah. And I think that points to I have a quote on my Instagram, and it was Oprah, but she's talking about, if you think that this whole thing is happening, is just a physical thing, then you're going to miss a lot of lessons and a lot of growth if you really just think this is about the physical, because there's so many lessons in what's happening that I think we're supposed to kind of take away, that we're supposed to learn, and how we're supposed to grow as individuals and as a society and as a human race. I think, there's something to this that we're all hopefully going to hold on to and remember in the days to come.
I agree. I love it. And then, well, I guess you kind of already answered it, but what's one thing that you think you'll take away from this whole experience?
I'm still a terrible cook. I'll remember that. No matter how hard I try, thank God Nick is a good cook.
I know. I'm like, you got Nick. You're good.
I know. Thank God. I think it's kind of like, this sounds like out there, but it is a real return to self. And I'm pretty decent about that because I meditate and I read books and I do yoga. And I'm one of those people, I can be still. I don't have to be moving all the time. I don't have to, I know how to like calm my mind and all that stuff. But I think, maybe one of my biggest takeaways is just, because things have crossed my mind, like maybe I'll just chop my hair again to my ears, or maybe I'll cut bangs, or maybe I'll turn my hair purple, or maybe I'll it's kind of like this abandon of all the structure and the things we think we need and the ways we have to work and all of the like minor details that kind of ran our lives before. I feel kind of looser through this whole experience, looser and more still and more grounded. And I just want to carry that into whatever's next. But I definitely also want to carry a suitcase because I would really like to go somewhere far, far away and travel again.
Yes, same. Okay, so that brings me to my little fun fact questions.
Yes.
Where is the first place you'll be hopping on a plane and traveling to after all of this?
Probably Mexico.
Yes.
Mexico. It's very close to us here in LA, 2-hour flight, beach, ocean, hot, sun, just tequila. Let's go. I'm already packed, right? How about for you?
Probably Cabo.
Mm-hmm.
Or Tulum. That was fun in Tulum.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing. So beautiful there.
I like Mexico.
Yeah,
and it's close and it's easy.
I know.
Text or call?
I'm a texter, I think.
Not many people are callers anymore.
I know. It's so much so that I don't feel like I'm very good at phone calls because we're so out of practice on those. But I mean, obviously for business, there are times calls are necessary. I'm actually dealing with a little situation right now. I was going back and forth on emails about a particular business thing for 3 weeks. And I literally sent an email this morning. I said, would someone pick up the phone and call and resolve this? Because I can't take one more email when something can be done in 5 minutes on the telephone.
5 seconds. I know. I get that way too. And coming from PR, I am like, you pick up the phone, you call the person, you
You're
fix
great
it, and you're done.
Yes. For those types of reasons, especially work related, I'm completely on board with phone calls.
Yeah.
Day-to-day texting.
Text is easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pet peeve of yours?
I don't have a lot of pet peeves. I think some of mine are just generic, like most people's. Like I like when people wait for you to come out of an elevator before going in. Just some of those social graces that none of us are encountering right now because we're all at home. Not all of us. But that whole thing, like I'm like annoyingly nice as a driver. I can't stand people that have like road rage, and I live on a road where, there's a lot of traffic, and sometimes it's just like people won't let you out, won't let you in. That kind of stuff just drives me crazy. I'm like,
Same.
You can't move. You're not going anywhere. Why wouldn't you just look up and like spread a little love and patience? And like, that drives me nuts. But I know people get road rage. It's not nice. But one
Especially in
thing
LA.
I have is open cabinets in my house.
Now, who would possibly be doing that?
The grown man that lives in this house, and he knows it. It's so funny because especially now that we're all home together all the time, I send pictures. I follow him around the house and take pictures of the open cabinets just to keep driving home the point and send them to him. I'm like, oh, who was here? Because all the cabinets in this room are open. He's such a good cook, but if you come in the kitchen after he's done, every drawer, every cabinet, everything, it looks like a bomb went off.
How about the empty boxes when the boys eat and they take everything out and then they leave the box there? That's
yes,
fun.
That's annoying. The boys are super, super guilty of that. Yes, or you find like, in the freezer, like they get their Uncrustables out and then the box is just in the freezer.
Empty.
Ooh, I know another pet peeve because our ice maker is broken, and that is a real luxury in life, people, an ice maker, and ours has not been working. And I have ice trays, and I am so diligent about filling them up and then emptying the ice and then filling them back up so everybody has ice all the time. And when I go in there and those trays are empty, somebody popped out all the ice. I'm like, come on, fill up the ice tray for the next people. Anyway,
yes,
whatever, I could go on.
Common courtesy. Life mantra. I bet you have a million.
It's crazy because I have so many, I guess so many affirmations and so much I think about and so much but I think my life mantra, if I had to kind of really break it down, hone it in, is that you are your thoughts. You are your thoughts. Your mind is so powerful, and
so true.
It's like another muscle that you have to train, like you work out for your body, but this for your mind. Like for me, it's constant writing and reading, and it's like paying attention to my thoughts, like observing all my thoughts when I'm getting anxious or when I'm getting negative or when I'm getting judgmental or when I'm talking like self-talk. Oh, you're old, or you're unsuccessful, or you have more to do. Like it's observing that and really flipping that, and the practice of changing that, because if you can really manage your mind and get it on the right flow and the right path and all of that, it really is, for me, that's like the ultimate peace. That's the ultimate, and you manifest things when you are a positive thinker and you sort all that out.
100%. I'm so with you on that. It is so true, because I think of myself as a pretty positive person, or I guess confident. And sometimes I tell myself, oh yeah, you're going to do this. And I actually believe it, and it actually happens.
Yes.
And I've seen that so many times. And I've also seen the flip side of people that are very negative, and they just become that. And it's such a simple practice that.
Yes. It's like, it's free to everybody in the whole wide world. It is a choice. I mean, I believe exactly what you just said, that energy is very real. Our thoughts are very real. And you're right. The people who appear to have it going wrong all the time, the people who are sick all the time, the people who have accidents and it's like nothing goes their way. Like, I really do notice or observe that it's a lot of those people. It's because of, this isn't going to work out. It's all mentality. Yep. It's all mentality, or, I'm not, it's just a defeated mentality. I mean, I have to work on that with the kids, like,
yeah,
teaching them like that. You are what your thoughts. So you will become that. So you got to work on that every day. And the same goes for, like you said, manifesting positive things into your life, attracting the goodness. I mean, I know that shit works. I know that has contributed to any success I've ever had long term has been because, just like you, like, I believe I deserve it. I believe it's coming my way. I believe that the emails are going to pour in today. I
put it out there.
Yeah. Don't focus on lack. Don't focus on what you don't have. It's constant gratitude and constant expectations for the good things you want in your life, and they will come.
100%. Look at our situation. Look at us. Woo! We could have been two completely different situations. We could have been, if people don't know, Catt and I are pretty much family. I'm married to her ex-husband, so her kids are my stepkids. Little family here. But that could have gone one of two ways. It could have gone a hate, and it could have been like, who's this new girl? Or I don't like the ex-wife, and negative, 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 which would trickle down to everyone affected in our entire family. Yeah. But we chose love, and now I've gained a family. You guys have gained a family, extended family, and it's just brought us so much happiness in life as opposed to the negative. So,
gosh, we could have had a completely chronic, stressful, frustrating headache of back and forth with kids and resentment and all that stuff. And I've always said, sometimes divorced parents have really extenuating circumstances. So I understand their pain and how sometimes things can be just so horrific that maybe it is harder to repair. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I look at the kids often and think how grateful I am. Thank God that they didn't divorce for any kids is not ideal, obviously, but they're so well adjusted. They only know the love of the situation, and it's beautiful.
It's all a choice is basically what it comes down to. And right now, even we all have a choice right now. We can either sit in pity city and be miserable, or like you and I do, and a lot of people out there, you make the best of it, you pivot, yes, it's a shitty situation, but in situations like these, this is when the strong really make a change, and they change behaviors, and they change their outlook on life, and maybe it's a career change, maybe it's, who knows, but now is the time.
They adapt.
Yes. So I love that. Yeah. Outfit details.
Oh my gosh. I was like, I'm gonna see what I can put on that's more. I have worn a sweatshirt. I literally should start a sweatshirt line because I have worn a sweatshirt probably 95% of the days that I've been on stay at home.
Well, I mean, wearing jeans, that's like dressing up.
Well, I got some jeans on today. Okay, so I've got on, this is a Reformation sweatshirt. If you guys ever shop at Reformation, I love them because are good for the planet, and they're really cute, and it's a really good price point. So this is from them. And then I have, actually the jeans are from Reformation also. They're a little high-waisted, little button tie. Yeah. And then I just have on some little Air Force Ones. I feel the shoe thing helps. Whoops. The shoe thing helps too. I think you feel if you put some shoes on, even though hopefully you aren't carrying those shoes out of your house and getting any germs on them, obviously. We also have a no shoe rule in our house now since this whole thing. But I mean, if you leave in them, you can't put them back on. So
yeah.
But if you need to feel a little elevated and a little more normal, I think putting on shoes at home is actually nice.
Totally.
I'm like looking over the edge like I can see.
I purchased this on Instagram. I am guilty of one of those freaking ads, and it was like some random brand, but it was so
cute. I'm trying to see it. I'm getting closer. But
Oh,
that's
it's
really
just like
cute.
a little sweater.
It's cute. You match your cabin. You're so
I do.
rustic. You're so mountain chic, Sarah.
Mountain chic. There we go.
Totally.
Yeah, but this is my wardrobe, and then usually sweatpants on the bottom. But today I dressed it up and wore some jeans.
I mean, those sweatpants are a slippery slope, because let me tell you,
I know.
have been eating so much cheese and so much Mexican food and so much ice cream and so much beer. That's why I'm like, I gotta do that yoga and I've gotta keep jogging because, and maybe I don't have to, because again, we're all just surviving. I'm not gonna come out of this thing, fitter than when it started, but that's reality. Can
It's
we
okay.
see your Air Force? Somebody says, can we see your Air Force?
Oh yeah, let's see.
Look at those big feet.
Oh, cute.
I got size 9. I got big feet, y'all. But that's, yeah, these are just the regular, actually they're called Air Force One Shadows, because I think they have a little more height to them. They're, a little more, yeah, they're taller.
Can you do swipe ups to your outfit on your Instagram?
I can. Yes. Oh, you
Okay.
mean you want me to?
I want you to.
Yes, I will. I don't know. I know the shoes are still in stock. This I got like 8 months ago, so I don't know if it's still around, but I absolutely will. If it's there, I'll swipe up for you guys. And that reminds me, I sent out a newsletter today. That's the other thing that takes more time than people might presume, but I do a weekly newsletter also. So in that newsletter, a lot of the times I put outfit links. This week was a tour of my vanity because I'm just
all
like
the serums.
Yes.
Yes. I love your newsletters. They're very curated and not overwhelming. You like keep, it's like 3 things in there, very specific. And yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Good.
Sorry,
Yeah. That's, I think, all I have time for, and that's all people have time for. People don't want a whole, manifest to read or whatever. So yeah, so I put a lot of that stuff in my newsletter. If you guys want to subscribe, I encourage you to. It's not too junky, like Sarah just said. It's just light to the point. But you can go to my blog, thecattwalk.com, and there's a little subscribe button there. And then you can see the rest of the stuff in my shop, because I do have a shop called Catt's Closet. So the things I wear, I try to put in there. Things I own, I try to get in there too. So
I love it. Okay. And I've taken up more time than I told you I would, but, last question is, can you share a fun fact that people might not know about you?
Sure. I can think of 2 little fun facts that you only want one. I'm just trying to think which one is the most interesting.
Two's fine if you want to.
Well, when people find this out, they usually go, what? Oh my God. I was in a all-girls band when I was in my early 20s. I do love to sing, and it was called the Gypsies. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, about the time of the Spice Girls. I was a backup singer in a band called the Gypsies. So that's a little fun fact. I don't think people probably know about me. The other thing is, being from Indiana, the first movie I was ever in was the movie Hoosiers. You're all probably too young for this, but it was a basketball movie, and I was an extra when I was 11. So if I pause that movie at the end, you can see me in my little red cardigan sweater clapping for the basketball team. That's a fun little fun fact.
That is. That's cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Awesome. Well, this was so much fun. Thank you for being our first guest. And
that's such a great idea. I'm so glad you guys are doing this, and I enjoyed it very much. I hope everybody did too. I'm glad I was the first. Let's do more. I'll be around.
Okay. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard, we'll be back here, and we'll have like female entrepreneurs, stylists, bloggers, all different types of people that you would typically see at our conferences. So
that's
fun.
That's a good way to stay connected. I'm sure everybody appreciates it very much. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, Sarah, for having me. And
yes,
don't be a stranger.
Okay.
Okay. Lots of
bye.
love. Bye, everybody.